Piece is back. The legendary, the incredible main event that's about to go down would have Vince McMahon mad hyped in the office. Like, yo, that's about to draw me money. Draw me some money. And Oda's like, I got you, man. I got you. Yo, this would have the everybody, Dana White at UFC. You would have the heads of boxing, man. Don King would be having time of his life promoting this fight. This is what I call the Lollapalooza. This is what I call the main event of the century. This is what you would have up in posters all over the place that would be drawing in ratings of 50 million. Pay-per-view buys through the moon. Literally, because you even had the people on the moon who are like, we have front row seats, front row tickets to the greatest event, the most anticipated, the most hyped up event in this series up until this point. Emperor, GOAT with the coat, the king, Monkey D. Luffy, going up against Hyakuju no Kaido, leader of the 100 Beasts. If you look one way, he could be The Rock. If you look the other way, he's Brock Lesnar. This is the battle we have been waiting for, the battle we've been anticipating. And the last time we saw this was in that one panel that had Zoro versus King, Sanji versus Queen. In the middle, you had Luffy and Kaido throwing down. Directly after the 1027 little skirmish, and then in 1026 whenever they split the skies. So it's like, this was a long time coming, man. A couple months. We're like, yo, what's going to happen next time we get up to the roof? And what better way than to give us this marvelous sequence right here, man. First and foremost, shout out to Grace for these wonderful colorings. Wonderful colorings in this week's chapter. I mean, yo, everyone who did colorings this year for this manga, for our beloved best-selling manga in history, just went above and beyond. Gave us some marvelous wallpapers and iPhone lock screens. I mean, incredible work. Incredible work. Seriously, everybody who's worked on colorings this year, or last year I should say, and heading into this next year, y'all are the true GOATs. Y'all are the true MVPs. Besides the people who bring this series to us, y'all are right there with them, bringing it to life with the coloring. So shout out to y'all. But man, dude, Luffy coming in, and remember back in chapter 1014, whenever Kaido was talking about, oh, Gomu Gomu no what? And he like kind of mocked him, you know, when he brought up the Joy Boy thing. So it's like, here we have Kaido pulling back the mace. I mean, my dude is pulling it back like he's Barry Bonds, like he's Sammy Sosa. You know, we're talking about roided dudes. Roided dudes. You know, Big Sammy, Marky MG, Marky McDonald's. You know what? Bro, listen, man. Dudes with a baseball bat that when they inject them steroids, it is time to send that thing 500 yards into the stratosphere. We're talking about Super Mario, what was that name of that baseball game? Super Mario Superstars? Whatever it was. Listen, Sluggers, Super Mario Sluggers. Going into Super Mario Sluggers Bowser style. Palo, you see the flames in that thing, the meteorite. Fujitoro would be like, whoa. Listen to me. Kaido goes in, he pulls all the way back. Luffy comes in, all we see is his hand. I love the choreography here. Gomu Gomu no. He goes in, attempts to block the mace. He blocks it with his foot. The chancleta. Listen, man. When the chancleta of legend, when the sandals of legend coated in Conqueror's hockey. Listen, man. Y'all thought that Doflamingo's glasses were invincible? They are. But so was the king's foot. And he knows this. When they clashed in chapter 782, going into, or what was it, 781, I think. In chapter 781, when Law was about to get stepped on, Dofi was like, boom, you saw the chancleta. The chancleta let out that Conqueror's hockey, and in the anime, it was black and red. It was like, whoa. So you know what the chancleta's capable of. And he blocked the Flagnards of the mace once more. This man, Kaido, comes in with another Ragnaraku type of thing. He didn't say it, but he came in with the same type of attack that he did in chapter 1009. Ragnaraku! On his head, Luffy ate that thing and said, who in the flying Flagnards are you? Gomu Gomu no Rock Gun. Rock Gun. Taking the elephant gun to the next level. Taking the elephant gun and putting that Conqueror's coating in it, man. You know how exciting this is? We had been anticipating Luffy changing up his attacks, changing up the gears to match the Conqueror's coding. And now we're starting to see this, which is a confirmation that the Red Rock is, of course, at the time he didn't know what Conqueror's coding was. He had a general idea, which he explored in chapter 1010. But at the time, the Rio Haki is what really allowed him to understand the basics of Conqueror's coding. So the Rio Haki attacks that hurt Kaido is the Red Rock, right? And those are the rock attacks. So now Rock Gun is taking that Rio Haki next level, Conqueror's coded, advanced COC on his attacks. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see, like I saw in this week's comment section, a possible Rock Gatling, which would be extremely awesome sauce. Somebody else also stated about the fact that this could potentially just be for his Gear 3rd attacks. I don't think that's going to be the case, though if it is, it's going to add a new level to Gear 3. I think we're going to see Rock associated with the Conqueror's coding attacks. So the Rock Gun, the Rock Gatling, the Rock Hawk. Can you imagine that? Rock Hawk? Wow, I mean, that sounds kind of weird, but still, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. Rocking with my Hawks. I'm not even an Atlanta Hawks fan, and Monkey D. Luffy might make me a Hawks fan. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Hawks. But this dude coming in with the Rock Gun hits the air, smacks Kaido into the Flagnards. And I love this panel. I love the way that all of this is drawn, right? The Conqueror's coding is leaking. You have the electricity all over the place. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic, especially in the coloring. Once again, shout out to Grace. And it's like, when you have the rock attacks, and I'm looking forward to seeing whenever he applies this, if it's not exclusive to Gear 3, which I don't think it is, but if we see this, let's just say a jet pistol, for example, or would it be the rock pistol? I'm going to assume it Conqueror's coded rock pistol, so he's going to add that rock before that, letting us know this is a Conqueror's coded attack. I'm going to assume that's the case. But, so Gear 4th, would it be the Rock Culverin? Would it be the Rock Mamba? Would it be the Rock Black Mamba? Which, that sounds kind of nasty. The Rock Black Mamba? If you smell, I mean, you're going to have the people's eyebrow movement, Kobe. Rock Mamba. Rock Mamba. I'm going to have the, all those attacks, all those legendary Gear 4th attacks. The Leo Bazooka, Rock Leo Bazooka. I mean, it's going to be legendary. Rock Kingu, Kong Gun. I mean, the Rock Kong Gun is going to hit different. You thought the King Kong Gun was nasty? Wait until the Rock Kong Gun comes up in that thing. Ooh, you're going to have the people on the moon losing their minds, bro. Literally. They're going to be blown off the moon. That's when we're going to see NL again. NL's going to be blown off when that Rock Kong Gun hits, NL's going to fly off the moon. He's going to be like, yo, it's a little safer down in the blue seas. And we're going to see NL again coming down. It's like, yeah. You are anything that gets NL down here, man. We're hyped. You know what I'm saying? But regardless, I love this so much because before we went into this battle, one of the things that I wanted to see was a Yu Yu Hakusho type of brawl. And what I mean by that, if not, for people who have not watched Yu Yu Hakusho, in Yu Yu Hakusho, they throw hands. Oh, they throw hands in Yu Yu Hakusho. It's one of the things I love about that show, right? So, battles against a certain individual named Chu, for example. They were just throwing down, not defending at all. And I was like, how dope would that be if Luffy and Kaido did the same thing? Where they're not defending in the slightest. And it's just doom. They're just throwing down. I mean, no defense. We'll attempt to defend. The chancleta goes up because, of course, I want to get my attack. But if we hit each other, then we good. Luffy hits the floor. Kaido hits the floor. He starts laughing. They both laugh. Two monsters, man. You remember chapter 1001? The Battle of Monsters on Onigashima? That's what we're seeing right here. The 1v1 of legend. And I love this last part so much because I honestly thought we were going to get something like this, but the fact that we're getting it is the coolest thing ever. It is going to be our Kaido has been looking for this individual for all these years, and finally it has an opponent that he can throw all the way down with. And Luffy testing himself to the max, like, yo, this is a lot of fun. Hold on, bro, I like this. This is golden. This is getting good. Awesome panel with the king. And Kaido's like, yo, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, yo, this is great. This is fantastic. This is a 6-star classic in the air, in the making. In the making. And I love this so much, man. And there was a lot of other amazing stuff in this chapter. Loved the Zoro panel, man. King of Jigoku greatness. You got Usopp with his amazing sequence, the stuff with Yamato now completely heading down into where she's going to meet up with the Kanzenbo thing for Conjuro and all that stuff, right? And we had some greatness in this chapter, setting up some future events. And somebody's got to go help my boy Zoro, man. Come on, man. Somebody's got to go help my dog. But listen, we're about to get here in this Roof Piece Part 2. I'm fully expecting what I've been expecting from the very beginning, which is favorite fight in the series up until this point, man. And so far, it's living up to it. It's I every single time we get back up here, it's hype like none other. You know what I'm saying? It's hype like none other, man. Jordan jerseys, Santa hat level stuff. Every single time we go up here, Roof Piece has never let me down, man. And it's like, it's only gonna get better from here when we reach the climax. Now, with this week's color page and with the New Year's 2022 drawing from Oda, there's been a lot of showcasings of tigers. A popular theory for a very long time within the community, going with the Momotaro story, is the tiger versus the dragon, which is why a lot of people thought that Fujitora was gonna have something to do in the future with dragon because of the tiger and the dragon. You know, Tora meaning tiger and whatnot. So there was a lot of theories back during Dressrosa that there was the Revolutionary Army would get involved. And this is before Sabo. The Revolutionary Army would get involved after finding out Fujitora's name because of the whole tiger and dragon thing. But regardless, because of that, because of the tiger here, the connection to Momotaro, we've already seen Momonosuke, Yamato, and Luffy up here. Obviously, to the legend, Wano is based on a lot of these stories from Japan's past and from mythology. So, listen, man, I'm fully expecting it at this point. If we get it, it's going to be absolutely legendary. A new form. I'm not sure if it's going to be Gear 4th or if it's going to be Gear 5th. But regardless, the main three possibilities that have been there from the very beginning, even before Conqueror's Coding. Conqueror's Coding just took it to the next level, right? Before Conqueror's Coding, it was always Awakening, New Gear 4th, or a Gear 5th. Now, the interesting thing about this is that he's only gone into Snake Man for a minimal amount of time. He fought him in Bound Man, and he hasn't brought out Tank Man once. So he could have Tiger Man to come out here for his final form of Gear 4th, showcasing mastery over Gear 4th. That is a definite possibility. Tiger Man can most certainly be a Gear 4th form, but it can also be a Gear 5th form. So regardless of what it is, we're all for it. And I do wonder if the Rock thing is going to be for it, or is there going to be something new for Tiger Man? And for that, right, like instead of Rock, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Rock is going to represent all the Conqueror's Coded attacks, or just like the comments said, just for the Gear 3rd attacks. I'm not sure. But I'm extremely excited to find out where Oda takes this battle. Because it's against Kaido, anything's on the table. This is the world's strongest creature. This is the boss battle of boss battles. This is the main event of all main events. Kaido's going to pull out everything that he has in his arsenal, and so is the Go with the Code. So we're going to see all of it out here, man. We're going to see some incredible stuff, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what he does in Gear 4th, because right now he's still in base form. So when he goes Gear 4th again, it is going to be legendary. I don't care if it's regular Bound Man, or if he goes into Snake Man, or if he combines those Omnitrix stuff and starts switching forms mid-battle. That'd be awesome. That'd be goated. You know what I'm saying? Going one panel, Snake Man, the other panel, Bound Man. Like when you gotta dodge out the way, you use Snake Man. When you gotta hit and deliver some damage, Bound Man, you feel me? It would be great. But if we do get Tiger Man, Gear 5th, whatever it is, or Awakening, though I think I don't know if we're gonna get Awakening here. It could, because Kid and Law are getting their awakenings, so in order to keep that going, the only thing that I have against that is, because Luffy got Conqueror's Coding, unless Kid and or Law, which I'm going to assume it would be Kid in this case, were to get the Conqueror's Coding along with their awakening, then I could see Luffy getting his Conqueror's Coding and awakening too. But if they don't get their Conqueror's Coding here until later on, then we're probably only going to get Conqueror's Coding on Luffy's side, representing the Haki for the fruits, awakening in regards to Law and Kid's fruits and whatnot. But I think it depends, honestly, on how Oda wants to keep things quote-unquote equal, even though we know Luffy, at least for me, that man's definitely above Kid and Law right now, right, in regards to the way he's been handling things from a combat standpoint. But when you have the revelation of abilities, I do look forward to seeing how he wants to do all of this, right? Because regardless of what Luffy gets next, this next stage, whether he masters Gear 4th up here and he just utilizes the Conqueror's Code in Gear 4th to take out Kaido, or he awakens, or he brings out Tiger Man, the final form of Gear 4, or being Gear 5th, regardless of what it is, we are in for the biggest banger in One Piece history up until this point, man. Luffy versus Kaido is gonna go absolutely in, and then seeing what Kaido is seeing the way he's acting, seeing how it looks like he's going back to how he was back before everything went down and he lost it all and he became a broken shell of himself, right? Like, even though he's still that dude to this day, you know that he doesn't have those same ambitions. So maybe seeing Luffy and seeing how he continues to come back and go into like swimwear and is not giving up and representing all of Shonen Jump, right? Going up into like swimwear, he's like, yo, this was me. And Kaido's not going to be able to find himself once more thanks to this battle with Luffy. And when you find yourself, you have to reflect. So we undoubtedly after this week's chapter have to get the Kaido flashback. Regardless of whether it's just Kaido and his story, like it was with Big Mom, or if we have bits and pieces like we did with Big Mom, with Loki and the Giants and whatnot, we'll probably end up getting Kaido's story, except it's going to have to include some of the rocks, and of course how he recruited his crew members, which is going to be out of this world, and then of course concluding with Yamato and potentially Yamato's mother. But I'm so excited on seeing Kaido reflect and understand that this is who he is. This is who he's always been. And Luffy's the one who's bringing this out of him, who's allowing him to have this much fun, who's allowing him to be able to go up into like swimwear and not have to restrain anything. And you have the two goats going at each other on this legendary battle on the roof, Luffy having to use everything in his arsenal to take out the world's strongest creature against an individual who has stated to never have lost in a 1v1 battle, who is the undisputed world heavyweight champion of durability in this verse. My man's has taken so much damage and is still getting back up and be like, yo, this is a blast. Kaido's backstory will continue to be unlocked. Kaido's recognition of who he truly is will continue to be unlocked the more Luffy punches him. Luffy's going to punch this man back into reality up until the point where the final punch comes in, or the final punch is, if it's a Gatling or something like that, right? Or an organ gun, whatever it is. That sends Kaido down into the Flagnards and finishes this battle off. That final punch is what's really going to bring Kaido back to his senses, or to who he truly was in the past. And who he truly is, right? And that's going to be exciting. That's going to be a really beautiful moment. That's going to connect both him and Yamato, honestly. Both a father and daughter thing of having to find themselves, and both finding themselves thanks to the goat with the coat, a man who is truly free. That is going to be really special, and I can't wait to see how we get to that point, how we get through this legendary battle, the amazing fighting choreography, the hype sequences. I am so excited for the incoming bout between these two legends. The main event is going down. Roof Piece is back. It's going to be so goat, man. Let me know how excited y'all are for this. We're not going to get another chapter for, 2 more weeks, right? So I'm into like some more, man. Just thinking about this. We're going to have a fun time speculating, wondering what happens next. But all I know is that in 2022, Luffy is going to take this man down, and it's going to be one of the most legendary battles that we have seen up until this point. Cannot wait for it. The climax of Wano is inbound, and we're starting it off with the return of Roof Piece, man. Rock gun hype, let's go. This is getting good. It's getting fun, baby. Let the individuals on the moon know, man, to get their tickets. Get your tickets. We all have our front row tickets for the battle of a lifetime. Y'all have an awesome day. Take care. Luffy versus Kaido greatness. Roof Piece is back. Can't wait for more, man.